safe at your home, right? In the previous lecture, we had discussed about the various state of matter, how matter is formed. Matter is generally formed with the small particles actually. So we had discussed about the features of the particle also, which occupy the space, randomly moving. All these are the uh, characteristics of the particle, and particles characters, because of the particles matter is formed. So matter have same property as the particle, because they are made from each other, right? Today, and one more thing about the, we had discussed about the various types of matter also, and we know that there are three basic types, three basic types are present actually: the solid state, the liquid state, and the gaseous state. And we had discussed about the various features about these states of matter, right? Today we will discuss that either solid is converted into liquid and liquid is converted into solid, liquid is converted into gas, or gas converted into liquid. Is this all states are convert from one state to another, or vice versa is possible or not? In this lecture we will discuss about all these properties of the different states of matter, right? First question: can the matter change its state? It is possible. Any matter can change their state of position, a state from solid to liquid, either, or liquid to solid. It is possible in any condition. Obviously, because of on applying the various features, or various, you can say that the condition, simply you use the term the condition. On applying the a particular condition, we can change the state of matter from one to another state simply. So firstly we will discuss about the effect of change of temperature. Is temperature is affect any state of matter, solid to liquid or liquid to gas? Yes. Okay, there is a basic example for the effect of change of temperature. For example, I will take a beaker with the ice, right? And I will put a burner below this beaker, burner which produce the heat simply, right? When we put a burner below the beaker, we will start burning up this ice particles, you can say that. Ice is a solid state, right? Why it is a solid? Because the ice is a form of water. The water particles are very close to each other. The intermolecular space between these water molecules is very less, so that they are converted into a compact structure is called the ice. When we increase the temperature, then what will happen? You know that when you provide a temperature and you increase the temperature, the kinetic energy of the particles increases. We know that about the particle character is that particles are always moving in motion, moving, always randomly move, you can say that. They always move, it means. So when we apply or increase the temperature, the particles, the kinetic energy of the particles is increases simply. When the kinetic energy is increases, what is the function of kinetic energy? It increase the rate of motion of the particles. The rate of motion of the particle is increases, it means they start to move up, right, in any direction. Because in the particle character we had studied that they are randomly moved, not in unidirectional or bidirectionally. They are randomly move in any direction. Because of kinetic energy, they start to move up simply. When they start move up, obviously the bond between the water molecule through which the water molecule is a solid is weak. It means the force of attraction between the two particles. For example, these are the two particles. Firstly, they are attached like this, but due to applying the energy or temperature, increasing the temperature, the force of attraction is increased between two particles. If the force of attraction is increased, slowly the force of attraction is increases, and the bond between the particle become break, and the particles start to move up. It means when the particles are far away from each other, the state of solid is converted into the liquid. So at the point the point where the force of attraction is increases and particles far away from each other, that point is called actually the melting point, because at melting point means the point where the solid particles are converted into liquid. It means the force of attraction is increases between the particle, the distance between the particle is increases due to increase in the temperature. So this point is called actually the melting point, and for the ice the melting point is minus 273.16 Kelvin. As temperature the ice start converted into liquid, or you can say that the water. Simply the ice or the solid, when it converted into the liquid, this process is called the fusion, and the point where the solid is converted into liquid is actually called the melting point. Then what will the would be the meaning of the latent heat? When I will continuously burn up the ice beaker, where the extra energy goes? Simply, you know that when you apply when you burn up a burner and a beaker is put over it, after some time the beaker also burn up, right? Instead of solid is obviously because high temperature the solid particle move away because of the temperature, along with the temperature of the you can say that the beaker particle also heat up, because it become warm up. When you touch it with your finger, you find that the beaker also burn up. How it is possible? This is the hidden energy actually. Latent heat means the hidden energy. This is the energy which is generally used to convert the 1 kilogram solid into the liquid at a pressure is called, the pressure is called the melting point. Because of this pressure the solid particle is converted into the liquid, and this energy is the hidden energy, which when we continuously burn up the solid, it convert into liquid. Instead of this, some energy goes into the particle of the beaker also. That's why the beaker particle is also become hot or warm up, simply you can say that. So that energy is called the latent energy or hidden energy, simply you can say that. So it means we require to convert the solid particle into the liquid, we required an energy is called the latent energy, simply. This is about the solid into liquid. Obviously when you continuously applying the temperature to the liquid, or increase the temperature to the liquid, then what will happen? The liquid is converted into the gas, simply. Continuously liquid is converted into the gas. So that, right? Obviously we need another energy which convert the liquid, 1 kilogram of liquid into the gaseous at a temperature, at a high pressure. What is the pressure? This pressure is actually called the boiling point, because this is the point where the liquid particles goes far away from each other. More distance is occur between the liquid particles, through which the liquid water molecule is converted into the vapor molecule, and this vapor is formed actually due to energy is called the latent heat of vaporization. Because why we use this term, the vaporization means the liquid, the molecule of water is converted into vapor, or you can say that the gaseous particle. So the energy which is required to convert the liquid into the gaseous particle is this energy is called the latent heat of vaporization, and the pressure where the liquid is converted into gaseous molecule, this pressure is called the boiling point actually, right? One more term is also used. This is about the solid is converted into liquid, liquid converted into gas. In some substances or some particles where the solid is directly converted into the gaseous molecule, it means there is no liquid state is present in that kind of particles or substances. This process is actually called the sublimation. It means sublimation is the process where the solid particles is directly converted into the gaseous particle on applying a pressure. What pressure? Solid is directly converted into a gaseous particle. Which pressure is there? There is a boiling point, and which kind of heat we require? The latent heat of vaporization, because the vapor are directly formed. There is a common example for sublimation is that the naphthalene bowls. Actually, when you put the naphthalene bowls in the open room, or you can say that in open form, then what you observe after few days, the size of the naphthalene bowls become shrink up or smaller. Why it will occur? It will occur due to the process of sublimation, because naphthalene bowls are made up of the particles which are very close to each other. That's why it is solid in nature. But when we will put it into the open surface, it means you can say that the surface area is increases. Obviously the pressure is applied from the surrounding, and the temperature is continuously affect that particles. So due to the change of the temperature or increase the surface area, what will happen, the particles become far away from each other and start, the kinetic energy of the particle is increases and they start to move up continuously. And due to the moving motion, or due to this motion, the size of the naphthalene bowl becomes shrink up into a small size. Actually this process is called the sublimation, where solid is directly converted into the gas. This is all about the temperature. Now pressure is also affect the change the state of matter. Any state matter is also affected with the help of the effect of the pressure. What will happen? There is a common example. You know all about the solid CO2. We know that CO2 is a gas, but we apply a high pressure on this CO2 gas, it is converted into a solid state. Right? When we apply a pressure onto the CO2 gas, it is converted into a solid state, or a solid CO2 is formed. This process is, or this state of CO2, or solid state of CO2 is usually called the dry ice, because when we apply the pressure over the gaseous particle of CO2, it release their energy, it release their latent heat. Right? Latent heat required for solid is converted into liquid. Right? When we convert the gas into solid, it means when we apply a pressure, right, then the heat become released out. When the heat is released into the surrounding, the particles are very close to each other, because these particles does not have any heating energy. That's why they are converted into a cold state, or that's why the solid CO2 is called the dry ice. Right? So applying the pressure, we will convert the gaseous particle of CO2 into the solid. One more example about pressure about is that when you apply the gas, the compressed natural gas, this is a gas. When we fill it into the cylinder, we apply a high pressure. When we apply a high pressure, it is converted into a liquid gas. That's why we will use the term liquid petroleum gas. It means when we apply high pressure on the gas, it can also convert into the liquid or a solid. Right? It means we can apply the pressure only on the gas particles, not on the liquid solid. On the liquid you can apply, but on the solid we cannot apply the high pressure. When we apply the high pressure on the gas, it will convert into the liquid, and when in some cases when you apply very high pressure on the gas, it also convert into the solid also. So when solid is converted to liquid, this process is called the fusion. When the liquid is converted into the gas, this is called the vaporization. When the gas is converted into the solid, is called the sublimation. When the solid is converted into gas, is called sublimation. Again sublimation. These are the vice versa procedure. When the gas is converted into liquid, can you convert the gas into liquid? Obviously, after applying a high pressure, this process is called the condensation. On applying a high pressure, we will convert the liquid into the solid. This process is called the condensation. It is the best example of the water. When you apply a high pressure on the water, it is converted into a solid or ice form simply. So this is all about the effect of temperature and pressure, and we can say that the state of matter can be changed on at any condition, you can say that when we apply a particular condition, the state of matter can be changed. Our next question is next term is the evaporation. What is the meaning of evaporation? Evaporation is the liquid is converted into gas. But we said that when liquid is converted into gas, this process is called the vaporization. But there is a difference between the evaporation and vaporization. In case of vaporization, we will provide a specific temperature. It means the temperature is fixed. When the liquid is converted into gas, then this process is called vaporization. But evaporation means at any temperature, there is no any condition for the temperature. At any condition, the liquid is converted into gas. This process is called evaporization. And vaporization means when you apply a particular temperature on the liquid, then it will convert into the gas simply. Right? So there is a very common example I will give you, the wet clothes. Right? The wet cloth, when you like simply hang it over the wire, after some time they become dry up. Why they are dried up when you put into the open surface area? Because of evaporation. In the wet cloth, the water molecule is present in the liquid form, and at any temperature, I will told you, at any temperature these vapors are converted into the gaseous or water vapor form. Right? Water molecules are converted into vapor. So when the water molecules are converted into the vapor, then our cloth become dry up. So this process is called the vaporization. The vaporization process is also affected by various factors. First is the surface area. Larger the surface area, larger will be the evaporation. For example, when you wet your cloth, right, and you hang it like this simply, it take more time to dry up as compared when you spread it over any wire or any surface. When you spread it over the surface, it become dry up more faster as compared to you will hang up the wet cloth. Why? Because when the surface area increases, the rate of formation of water vapor from the liquid is more. Right? Next is the temperature. Obviously temperature also affect the evaporation, because evaporation occur in any temperature, but temperature condition is required. When the temperature is increased, it is also increased. Humidity. Humidity also affect the evaporation. Humidity means when the water vapors are already present in the our external environment. So because the water vapors are already present in the environment, and so that the rate of evaporation become decrease up, because already the vapor are present, right, in the atmosphere. The the rate of evaporation become decrease up. Wind. You know that when the wind is blowing, at that our wet cloth become dry up more faster, normal condition. So wind is also increase the rate of evaporation. Next question is, how does the evaporation cause the cooling? Is this possible? Is evaporation occur? When evaporation occur, then the cooling is occur obviously. We are human beings, right? We do precipitation, or you can say that the sweating during the summer, right? And when we do sweating, then what will happen? This liquid is converted into or evaporate into the water vapors, and the heat present in the surrounding will absorb these water vapor and start the cooling up. It means the evaporation was the cool up. In wet, simply during the sweating we will wet up because of the sweat. These sweat what is the sweat? Sweat is the liquid molecule actually, and these liquid molecule of water is evaporate in the form of water vapor, and the heat present in the surrounding absorb the water vapor, and due to the heating there is the temperature increase, or hot is present, and the warmer environment is there. That environment become cooler because of these water vapor. So evaporation cause the cooling. Example is the acetone. One example I will give you. Acetone or ethanol, you can say that when you put 1 or 2 drops on your palm, what will happen? We will feel cooling, we will feel cold, right? Why? Because our palm have heat molecules. Heat are present around our palm. When we put a drop of ethanol, the heat are absorbed by these acetone molecule, and when it absorbed, then our palm feel cooling, right? One more example, during the hot sunny day we will sprinkle water over our roof. Why? Because the water is converted into vapor, and these vapor absorb the heat present around the surrounding, and decrease the temperature and maintain the cooling. Why should we wear cotton clothes? Because cotton have capability to absorb the liquid. We do sweating during the summer. These sweating actually absorbed by the cotton fabric, and because of the absorption it will easily convert into the water vapor. When the converted vapor, it means it cause cooling. So cotton clothes make us cool during the summer. Why do we see water droplets on the outer surface of the glass containing ice? This is a very common example. When we will take a cold water in a glass, after some time the water droplets are made around the glass. Why it will happen? Actually, your glass contain ice or a cold water, right? It means the latent heat is low in that glass, but the surrounding have a various amount of heat, right? The amount of heat is very high in our surrounding. So the surrounding heating particle what they want to cool up simply. So they absorb the vapor which is present around your cold water, right? So when they absorb this vapor, they are converted into the liquid. So water droplets are formed up around your glass. So these are the very common example which we will face in our daily life, and your first chapter has been completed today. In next lecture we will start our new chapter.